Hello, Patriots. This is Dr. Dawn, and today I'm going to go into empowering you about your rights during this pandemic or extended pandemic, where it should have been over long by now, at least the restrictions. I'm going to give you some information on that. I'm also going to talk about this idea where they're all trying to mandate these masks and how absolutely ridiculous and illegal it happens to be, and what you can do about it and what you really need to do about it, because we all need to start speaking up and fighting back, or they're going to keep this going for as long as they can. And for those of you who are non-believers, hopefully after this video, at least you'll start questioning what's going on and do your own research, because it's really important that we all do our own research and question what's going on around us, because quite frankly, I see more and more people that are getting fed up with it. And what happens is they closed everything down. We kind of went along with it because we were afraid. They said 2 weeks to control the spread, because the hospitals were going to be overflowing, and so we all listened. And what happened? The hospitals were not overflowed. After 2 weeks to start the spread, they kept adding another 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks. And then when they started opening things up slowly, now, oh my gosh, all of a sudden they're starting to close things down. And I think people are done with it. And their reasoning behind closing things down, well, that's not even factual. So first of all, they're testing more people. That's something that everyone needs to know. If you test more people, you're going to get more positive results. But not all of them are really positive. Some of them are false positive. And so what the media likes to do is they like to tell you how many people have the virus so they can spike the numbers up, but they don't tell you that some people have been tested several times and they count that some people come in with a cold and it's been counted as having coronavirus. I think it's like 30% false positives are coming back, but the person just can have like the virus. They're not even actively sick. So who's to say they haven't gotten this virus years ago? I mean, the coronavirus has been around a long time. And if they're not showing symptoms and they're not sick, then why are they wearing masks? Why are they, staying away from people? Why aren't they going back to work? The other issue is that it's not deadly. As they test more people, they realize that more people do not die from this. It is not a virus that is killing people. Most of the people that have died have other illnesses with it, and sometimes they're dying from those illnesses and they're just simply tested for COVID, but they didn't really die from COVID, so they put those numbers in. And those are facts that everybody should know and everybody should be researching. So do your own research. There's plenty of information that's out there. Okay, now we are going to talk about what you can do. And so now you hear many politicians talking about that they're going to be mandating masks, forcing you to wear masks. And now it's not just masks, but any face covering will do, any cloth, any type. So it's not even a medical grade mask. And the reality is that it's not putting the mask on is going to help you if someone around you is sick. They're basically saying if you're sick to put the mask on. I don't even think that many people understand that concept, because I will tell you, one of the things that really drives me crazy, and you can try this if you want, because remember, you're trying to educate people as well. If you've been walking outside and you see a person that's walking by themselves, and maybe you're walking by themselves, it's a beautiful day, they don't have their mask on, but all of a sudden when they walk by you, they put their mask on. And so my reaction to them is to stand back and go, oh my God, are you sick? Do you have coronavirus? You know what? You should stay home if you're sick. And then sometimes they look at me strange. I said, you just walked by me and put a mask on. So what you're telling me is that you think you're sick. because that's what the mask is for. If you're sick, you put it on so that someone else doesn't get your sickness. But I think a lot of people don't even realize this, which I think the media has done a horrible job. So now they've come out with a new campaign, and this is really mind-boggling. I'm going to show you a picture. So you will start seeing videos and you will start seeing pictures. I'm just going to show you it. So take a look at this picture. All right. What do you notice? You notice that nobody has any eyeballs, no facial expressions. They look the same except for the color of their skin and the color of their mask. So now they're really pushing this, oh, we all just look the same, and we are only being determined by our skin color and the mask that we're wearing. So now we're basically faceless people walking around. And it doesn't matter what kind of mask it is. Again, it could be a cloth, a bandana. Well, we all know that none of those help if you really did actively have the virus. And if you did have it and you're sneezing into the mask, you should be staying home. Why are you out with this? And many of these masks, they won't help you because the virus is so much smaller and it just goes right through. It sprays right through. But you know what doesn't get through? Is oxygen. So basically, we have a mouth that we breathe through. And it's very healthy for us to get fresh air that comes in. But when we put something that obstructs our air, this can lead to headaches. It could lead to a chest infection. It's getting hot outside, so people can faint. They could not get enough air. They can overheat. Also, if somebody is in the active phase of coronavirus or sick, it actually gets trapped inside of the mask. If you take that mask off and put it somewhere or put your hand in it, it stays in there longer. And so you can even spread it easier. And the other thing too, if you watch people that are wearing masks, they're constantly touching them. They're fiddling them around. So really, what is the point of it? I mean, really, what is the point of it? I think people are starting to realize this. And all the politicians are saying, oh, you should wear one because you care. Really? Care about what? If you're a healthy person and you're putting a mask on, how is that caring about anyone? It certainly isn't caring about your own health because you're basically suffocating yourself. Now, another interesting thing that happened to me this weekend, which I think if you're talking about, oh, we care about you or your health, I was at the DMV. Now you have to imagine the DMV inside is a nice, cool room. There's lots of chairs, but they have people lined up outside in the heat, wearing masks, letting them in one by one, and the line is around the corner because many people need to go into the DMV. It's been closed for a very long time, and they have to get things done. I saw a couple people who looked like they were going to pass out. I mean, do they care about us? They don't even provide shade. They're having us stand out there like animals with a mask on. We can't breathe. We're boiling hot. And they're letting us into this air-conditioned room one by one. I'm sorry, but that's cruel. Number two, I went over to Trader Joe's because I wanted to get something. I haven't been there in a while. I thought maybe they'd eased up a little bit. No, again, everyone's outside, no shade, wearing a mask, having people come in one by one in the nice air-conditioned area with masks on. So no, this is inhumane. We are being treated inhumane, and we need to fight back. Okay, so one of the things that I can help you with is your rights. I read this in one of my other videos, and that is get to know your Department of Health mandate, guidance, okay? This happens to be the one in California. Every state has one. You have to download it and look at it. So in California, I read this before on my last video. Take this with you, okay? This is what it looks like. You can look it up, and I have another video I'll attach where I have the download for it. Go to the second page. The following individuals are exempt from wearing a face covering because the state knows that they're going to be liable if people pass out and so on and so forth. Of course, small businesses don't. Small businesses need to get educated on this. It says the following individuals are exempt from wearing face coverings. Person with a medical condition, mental health condition, a disability that prevents wearing a face covering. So basically, I can't breathe when I have a face covering on, and most people can't. It obstructs your air. So to me, that's a health problem. So I go in, and maybe to get in, you have to put a mask on, but I take it off. I don't wear it inside anywhere. If someone comes up to me, I'm very polite. Don't get into arguments with these people. Don't be rude. What you need to do is educate. Carry this with you, pull this out, and say, point to this. Say I have a health issue, or have them read it. You don't have to disclose your health issue, okay? That's your medical history. They can't even ask, all right? HIPAA laws. So you just say that. And let's say you're shopping and they have a problem with it. Let's say your cart is full of stuff. Well, you simply just say, you know what? And you leave. You leave them with a completely full cart of groceries. So now they don't get the money from you. Now someone has to put it away, which takes time. People keep doing this. They keep leaving their cart full of stuff because they're not respecting what's in the guidance. At some point, they're going to say, these businesses, I'm losing money. I'm pissing people off. I'm having to have my employees now put stuff away that I could have sold, and basically they're also violating the guidance. So call up after you've gone into one of these places and say, you know what, I went in, I showed them the guidance, they didn't abide by it, and I'd like you to know that that's not okay. All right, you have to do this. You have to start speaking up. The more people that speak up, the more these businesses are gonna realize that all of these things that they're doing to follow the guidelines, they're the ones that are losing money. They're the ones that are losing customers. And eventually it's gonna hurt their pocketbook, and they're going to be like, okay, since it is a recommendation, that's what a guidance is. If you wanna wear a mask, wear one. If you don't wanna wear a mask, don't wear one. And that's how it should be. Hey, if you wanna wear a mask, by all means, wear a mask. I mean, individual rights. I don't have a problem with that. But don't tell me I should wear a mask because you're afraid that I'm going to get you sick. All right? That's not cool. All right. The other thing is, okay. Again, one of the other things I wanted to talk about is taking action. So if you go by a market and it says like on Kroger's, and I've called them, it says that masks are mandated. Masks are not mandated. A mandate is a law. So you need to call Kroger's and say, I saw that your market says a mandate, and explain to them that it's a guidance. I called, they agreed with it, yet they didn't take it down. But if enough people do, they'll start taking it down, or they'll be less strict with it. And so it's really about the people. It's the people fighting back, the people not complying with these ridiculous mask orders, with closing down their business. Restaurant owners, they were closed for a very long time. Some of them did takeout. Once they opened, they had to spend all of this money to put up these plastic shields, to put their tables 6 feet apart. They spent money that they didn't have. And then what does Newsom do? And some of your other governors? They say, oh, the numbers are spiked, so we're going to close you down, or only the people that have patios can have people eat out there. Do you know how cruel that is? How unjust that is? They expect us to pay taxes. We have to pay our landlords. We have to pay our employees. And this is not even a legal document. Their orders are, I think they're active for about 30 days when it's in the height of emergency. we're like in the cleanup phase right now. So most of these people, these governors, they should have already said we're no longer in a state of emergency in their state, but they didn't. See, they're trying to play this out. And a lot of them are thinking they're going to get federal funds. And I certainly hope that they don't get federal funds, especially the ones that are not allowing businesses to open and to function, are basically destroying small businesses. So small businesses, you got to fight back. People, you got to fight back. Because if you don't, they will continue to put more rules, restrictions, so on and so forth, and this will never end. And believe me, as the summer months go on, it's not healthy to have something over your face all the time. It's not healthy for these workers to have to work 8 hours a day. And I just can't stand this argument about, oh, well, doctors do that. No, they don't. When they go into surgery, they have their mask on. The minute they leave, they take it off. So that's not even a good argument. And on top of that, they're wearing medical grade masks. They're in the air conditioning. They have someone wiping their forehead if they're sweating. So, and you know what? We didn't choose to be medical doctors. So that's another thing. I mean, what? We're all walking around and we've chosen to be medical doctors? I mean, come on, people. These excuses are very lame. All right, I hope that you got something from this. Please share this video. I also want to hear your comments. If you have any comments or questions, please put them below. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you need some more information. And again, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and go out and speak up, because we are no longer the silent majority. We are now the loud majority. All right, All right, Patriots, have a good day.